Papers now. Emily is joining us today for the press review. She's starting off with those commemorations we were just talking about of the London bombings. What have you found, Emily?
Yes, well, it's been 20 years since what we now know as the 7/7 attacks, and obviously commemorations have been very present in the British press, starting with the Telegraph here. They highlight the King's message ahead of the ceremonies. The King praised the countless stories of courage and compassion. The 4 coordinated terrorist attacks on London's public transport killed more than 50 people and wounded hundreds. Terrorists detonated bombs on the London Tube in inner London and later in a double-decker bus. Now, much like the King, The Guardian is taking a look at human resilience. In this article, the paper looks at how families of the 7/7 victims used heartbreak to help others, from an eye clinic in northeast India to a swimming school in Belize or a green garden in a London hospital. Relatives of those killed in the attacks have been determined to see good come from the horror. Now, the Times, meanwhile, here is featuring the testimony of a journalist who was reporting on the attacks at the time. This article describes how Anne Treneman covered the explosion of the double-decker bus in Tavistock Square and discussed talking with survivors and medical staff, all of which, she said, demonstrated great courage. Now, the attacks will be commemorated at the 7/7 Memorial in Hyde Park, as well as with a service at St Paul's Cathedral later today.
And in fact, it's not the only tragic event being remembered in the press. What else have you found, Emily?
Well, this is a story in the Sarajevo Times here today. The European Parliament is holding a commemoration to mark the 30th anniversary of the Srebrenica genocide, in which 8,000 men and boys were killed. This is ahead of a debate and a vote this week on the resolution on Bosnia and Herzegovina. The resolution plans to reaffirm support for the country's membership bid to the EU, but it also expresses concern about the secessionist rhetoric of the Serb Republic, the Bosnian Serb entity where Srebrenica is located. Officials there still refuse to recognize the genocide, as is the case of neighboring Serbia. Now, the French paper Libération dedicated 5 pages of its paper to commemorations today on the 30th anniversary of the massacre. Their front page here reads, "Return to Srebrenica." Liberation reporters travelled to the city to take a look at the aftermath of the genocide. Now, this article suggests that denial is still a critical issue in the region. The president of the Bosnian Serb Republic, Milorad Dodik, who has been in power for almost 20 years, refuses to acknowledge the killings. Now, this article says that his denial embodies the secessionist drift of the entity, as well as fuels ethnic divisions even 30 years after the event.
Let's go to the US for this next one. Donald Trump and Elon Musk have had another public dispute. What are the papers saying on this one, then?
Yes, well, this is the latest episode in the Musk-Trump saga, as brought to us here in Time magazine. Musk has announced that he's launched a new party, originally named the America Party, cementing his split from Trump and the Republicans, as this headline reads. Now, the billionaire had promised to create the party if Trump's big, beautiful bill passed, which it did on Friday, on the 4th of July. Now, Musk has said that the bill will bankrupt the country, but another reason for his opposition could be that the bill seeks to end the tax credit worth up to $7,500 for the purchase of electric vehicles. Well, Trump's response to this new party is obviously getting a lot of coverage as well. Politico here is running the story. Musk has gone off the rails, says Trump. The president also said that Musk was turning into a train wreck, in all caps, obviously in a post on Truth Social. Trump argued that a third party only created havoc and disruption. Now, it's unclear what the third party might look like, but Musk had previously used a poll he posted to his followers on X as evidence that 80% of Americans would like a third party to be formed. Now, not sure how accurate that poll might be and how it would represent the US public, but there was a 2024 official poll run by Gallup, which found that 43% of Americans identified as independent, compared to 28% for Republican and 28% for Democrat. So who knows, he might just be onto something there.
Now we're in the middle of a brilliant couple of weeks for sports fans. Emily's found us, though, some more unusual events that we could be following, should be following, perhaps. Tell us more on this one.
Yes, exactly. Well, if the Women's Euro is not up your street, if the Tour de France isn't the thing for you, and if Wimbledon is not your cup of tea, there are two other sports I would like to bring your attention to, starting with, on France Info here, the International Grey Shrimp Peeling Championship. Now, this year's competition was held in France, and Belgium scooped up almost all of the awards. The 160 competitors tried to shell the most shrimp in 10 minutes, getting to about 100 grams of peeled shrimp. But that's not the only event that I would like to show you. This is an event here in Marseille. It's the world's largest pétanque competition, or boule competition, held in Marseille. 14,000 players are competing for the various trophies, and the final will be on the 9th of July, so you should tune in to watch that.
Yeah, it makes a change, doesn't it, from football, soccer or tennis all the time. Finally, Emily is bringing us some mountaineering news from her home country of Switzerland.
Well, exactly. Well, we all know that the St. Bernard dog is the iconic mountain rescue dog, but now, with this article in the Tribune de Genève, we learn that chihuahuas actually make a pretty good rescue dog too. A loyal chihuahua saved his owner's life after he fell into a crevasse on a glacier near Saas-Fee. Now, the owner was able to alert Air Zermatt's rescue teams using his walkie-talkie, but the helicopters couldn't quite find him until they saw his loyal Chihuahua dog waiting for him at the top of the crevasse. You can see him there just resting on that little rock. Now, the man was able to be rescued and airlifted along with his furry friend to the nearest hospital. It just goes to show that Chihuahuas have been long overlooked as the world's best rescue dogs, in my opinion.
Exactly, very cute. They should give the Chihuahuas walkie-talkies as well. That would solve the problem, wouldn't it?
It would make it easier.
They could just call in and, yeah, it would solve the problem. Yeah, foil with the press review here after it's 24. Very cute pictures. All latest coming up, we're going to be talking about those satirical magazines and the repression, if that's what you see it as in Turkey at the moment. We'll bring you a lot more on that after the break.